Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. It is a senior night here for the Lincoln Lady Rail Splitters as they go against Normal U High tonight. Seniors about ready to be introduced with their parents. We will turn up our courtside microphones to see if maybe you can pick up Dave Renfro on the PA. The band is in attendance tonight. Jan Bowers alongside of me. So what was your senior night like when you were in high school?
Pretty special. We had a great group of seniors, and I just remember the environment and the fact that we were there with our family and parents. It was a very special night, and appreciated all of the fans that came out and the support that we had.
So there's always been, at least I know on the boys' side, there's always been, you don't want to lose the game on senior night. You want to win senior night. And, that's tough when you're going into somebody else's court and playing, and they're sky high on their senior night. So it's going to be a tough contest tonight for U High to face a good Lincoln team on senior night. But what was it like when you were playing? Was that the thing? Nobody wanted to lose on senior night?
Well, absolutely not. Well, we didn't want to lose at all.
You don't want to lose, period, yeah.
But absolutely, it's a night of celebration, and you want it to continue through the game and post game, and if it's a post game loss, you certainly can't have that excitement. So absolutely, and everybody, hopefully everybody will get in the game. All of the seniors will be able to play tonight. I'm sure coaches will make sure that happens, because that's important that every player sees the floor on their last. It won't be their last home game, because we do have another one on Thursday, but in the celebration. So
weather permitting.
Weather permitting, you're right.
Hey, I don't know what it's like for you folks here, but up in Bloomington, you thought the apocalypse. I called a buddy of mine and I said, did they discover Russian missiles in Cuba again? Because the way the stores and the gas stations were, you'd have thought the apocalypse was on.
Sure.
So Dave Renfro at the PA.
Parents for their years of dedication to the Lady Wheeler program. And now let's meet our seniors. First, Rebecca Burge.
Rebecca Burge, the first one to come out. Big number 34. Jan, she took a couple of years off from the sport, came back this year to play her senior season, and she's given them quality minutes off the bench.
I think so. I really have always appreciated the way she played, and glad she came back for her senior year. That's something she'll always remember, and as you said, I think she's done a great job for the Lady Railers this year.
Big Mac McKinley Knapp. She didn't play much last year, didn't score a whole heck of a lot, but she sure has stepped into that pivot role, the post role this year, Jan. She's really done well.
She has, and I appreciated the way she did play last year, the minutes she did get in. And I'll tell you what, if she was 6 foot and above, she'd have some D1 schools looking at her, because what she does inside is incredible.
No question about it. In fact, I've advocated her footwork and her ability to catch the ball in the post is something everybody should learn from. She's very good at it.
You bet. It's a highlight reel.
Pretty Piper Whiteman. I believe Piper is the third Whiteman child to run through Lincoln Community High School and play sports. I think there's still one more.
Yes, there is. That's exactly right. And I'm so glad that Piper was able to get back and play after her knee injury, and not only play, but play well. And I know her parents are very, very excited to have her out here.
No doubt about it. Kirk and Angie very excited. Cam came over tonight, and he's in attendance. Precious Earnrider, one of the senior manager, one of the managers. And Jan, I'm convinced no program, what athletic program, can live without managers, because they take so much responsibility from the coaches.
They do. They absolutely do. They are so valuable to the team, and every member embraces them as a part of the team, which as they should. So thank you to all the managers that have ever helped out here at Lincoln High School.
And being a manager is more than just handing out towels. It's much more than that. I guess it depends on, and how far it goes depends on the coaches that you're working for. Some coaches give a lot of responsibility to their managers. Other coaches, not so much. But you can still learn a lot by being a manager. And it can also lead you, hey, if you're a good enough manager, you can get a scholarship to be a manager at a major college.
Oh, you better believe it. I remember ours at ISU, and there were tryouts for who was going to be the manager. And, they were at every part of the coaching staff as well as the team.
Nice crowd in attendance tonight. Kerry Froby's here tonight. I said, you had a night off, huh? You know, I mean, Cruz is getting ready to play for a state championship for West Lincoln Broadwell. As we see more talent continue to come through the pipeline here in Lincoln, Illinois, it's amazing, Jan, the pipeline that continues to produce basketball talent here in this little community.
You know, they say it goes in shifts of 4 years, but not here at Lincoln. It comes every year, and that is so exciting that the young kids are excited and want to play. And you know, back when we were here, you know, you remember the excitement of the kids coming out. You remember, you know, Duncan Reed's kids out there, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, wouldn't I love to be out there and be one of those kids? And it was just wanting to be a Lady Railer or a Lincoln Railer. And I'm so excited that the youth of today is still excited.
You know, Duncan Reed is the one that got the youth basketball program started here in Lincoln. And what a special time that was for kids. I was in the youth basketball program, what they called the Biddy basketball program. And what a special time. The coaches were instructed what to teach, and it was all fundamental basketball.
Absolutely.
So if you weren't fundamentally sound by the time you got to the junior high level, you probably weren't going to play.
No. And I was so jealous because we didn't have that for girls. So I always went to my brother's games, and on nights when he didn't play, we'd still go to the gym and watch. And that's how I learned to play basketball, is to watch the guys play.
I played against your brother. You were better than me. All right, we're going to take a break here at Roy S. Anderson for just a few minutes. We'll come back later with the pregame show as Lincoln makes its way onto the floor. We'll see you in just a few minutes. You're watching Lady Railer Basketball on WLCN's YouTube stream.
The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball is brought to you by Me Realty, Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, Culvers of Lincoln, Grau Incorporated, Chestnut Health Systems, Brian Clark State Farm Insurance, Collision Concepts, Complete Lawn Care, Independent Health Insurance Agent Dara Entwistle, Heartland Bank and Trust Company, Heartland Community College, Lincoln, Emo's Cafe, The Johnson Family in honor of Keith Johnson, LCHS Lady Railer Basketball Alumni, Lincoln Heating and Cooling, LMH Community Health Collaborative, Chase Lowry Edward Jones Financial, Joe Ryan Country Financial, Schneider Masonry, Simply Traveled Cruise Planners, United Community Bank, City of Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch and Annette Welch. Thank you for watching WLCN's live video stream coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball is brought to you by Me Realty, Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, Culvers of Lincoln, Grau Incorporated, Chestnut Health Systems, Brian Clark State Farm Insurance, Collision Concepts, Complete Lawn Care, Independent Health Insurance Agent Dara Entwistle, Heartland Bank and Trust Company, Heartland Community College, Lincoln, Emo's Cafe, The Johnson Family in honor of Keith Johnson, LCHS Lady Railer Basketball Alumni, Lincoln Heating and Cooling, LMH Community Health Collaborative, Chase Lowry Edward Jones Financial, Joe Ryan Country Financial, Schneider Masonry, Simply Traveled Cruise Planners, United Community Bank, City of Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch and Annette Welch. Thank you for watching WLCN's live video stream coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball.
This is Corporal Brian Clements with the Lincoln Police Department. This week, Lincoln Logan County Crime Stoppers is seeking information in reference to a shooting that occurred on December 30th, 2024 at approximately 7 to 8 p.m. in the area of the North Jefferson Street near the Logan County Fairgrounds. The victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries from a small caliber gunshot. At this time, no description of a suspect was given. If you have any information on this crime, please contact the Lincoln Logan County Crime Stoppers anonymously at 217-732-3000 or the Lincoln Police Department at 217-732-2151. Tips leading to an arrest could receive a cash reward of up to $1,000. Crime Stoppers only wants your information, not your name.
The Lincoln Logan County Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week is brought to you by Me Realty, supporting a thriving community safe for families through support of the Crime Stoppers program. Me Realty, 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.
Back at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Welcome, Railer Nation, to WLCN's YouTube stream of tonight's Lincoln Lady Railer basketball game between Lincoln's Lady Rail Splitters, a record of 17-11 and 6-3 in the Central State 8 Conference, against Normal U High's Lady Pioneers with a record of 10-19, 4-5 in the Central State 8 Conference. This will be the last CS8 Conference game for both teams. Lincoln has one remaining home game Thursday night against the Lady Dragons of Pekin High School, and that will be weather permitting, because we know there's a big snowstorm allegedly coming this way. And if you, Jan, if you've watched the Weather Channel, everybody's going to die out of it. I mean, and if you were in Bloomington Normal today, you might believe that the way everybody was buying up gas and groceries.
Exactly. Well, I had a message from Mount Pulaski before I came here saying that Lincoln was going to go remote tomorrow.
They did?
So, yeah, so there'd be no LTEC in the morning, but as of this time, we're planning on going, so we'll just kind of see what the weather brings. My sister said that they've kind of changed and it's not going to be as bad as they thought in this area, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Those people over in Mount Pulaski, they're tough birds over there.
That's right, you bet.
My goodness, we don't cancel school for anything. It's sort of like, you know, what is it, the federal government now? You got to get back in the office. You kids got to get back in school.
That's right. That is exactly right. Our kids were all hoping, and I said, but I warned them. I said, if we go remote, I'm still teaching. I said, I can do a lot in 20 minutes. You guys know how fast I can talk. So,
Jan, we talked earlier off air about senior night. You can have a team out here that is sky high over senior night, and I'm sure that Piper and McKinley and Rebecca and Precious, the manager, are all sky high over senior night. You've been on the floor with your folks. You've been honored. You've gotten flowers. People have made you baked goods all over the place. This is all about you, but you don't want to lose this basketball game either.
I'm sure the coaches have made it quite clear that they still need to stay focused and get the job done, and I'm sure the Lady Railers will know that. You know, they only know one way to play, and that's hard. That's what these girls have. So it's nice to see that Rebecca Burge is going to be in the starting lineup tonight as one of the seniors. So all three seniors will be in the starting lineup, which I think is tremendous honor from the coaches to put them in there. And again, I think they'll come out fired up. I look for them to really come out with some intensity here at the beginning of the game.
Lincoln has been playing extremely well, probably really since the Chatham overtime loss. They have played very, very well at home and on the road. They played very well in that road loss to Springfield. Dismantled a very good Mahomet Seymour team not long ago. In fact, I kind of laughed at the coaches. I said, were they angry after the Peoria Notre Dame loss, which was a tough loss to a very good? Probably Notre Dame is looking at repeat as 2A state champions because their road, they can get back to Redbird Arena. There's going to be probably not too much difficulty for them. And that's a good basketball team. They're very well coached. They're very talented. 3 Division I kids on that basketball team. Lincoln has played very well, dismantled a Mahomet team. I thought they were probably angry. Didn't play as well against Bloomington, but then played very well against a struggling Eisenhower team on the road on Saturday. Jan, we come into Tuesday here. This is a struggling team they're playing against. You just don't want to let them hang around. You want to put them out early.
Exactly. You know, we're on a 3-game win streak, and again, the loss that we had in between the other 3 wins that we had was a tough one. A close game. One of my former coaches that I coached with at UIS was texting me back and forth during the Mahomet game, and he thought Mahomet would give them a little better game, and he said that we just came out and played well, and he said they must have a great shooting coach because they all have such great form here. So I thought that was a great compliment to the coaching staff, and from even when they were young and coming through, that he was so impressed with the shooting form of the Lincoln Lady Railers, and I would have to agree with him.
The 1-2-2 was not something that you coached when you were in high school, but you've seen a lot of it from the boys' game, and I think Don Fultz used it at times when he was coaching. But I have noticed, and I've seen different coaches use it differently. Neil Alexander coaches it differently than Lauren Wallace did. Cal Hubbard coached it differently than both of them. But I have noticed that Taylor Rohrer and Corey Farmer have done something with this team. They have extended the wings out further to cover shooters, and they've brought the point guard back in more toward the free throw line to make it almost a 3-2 zone or a flatten it out to 1-2-2. And that seems to have been very effective in this streak that they've gone on.
I think so as well. You know, each of the teams that have come in there, they've had to change their game plan. Their normal offenses, they can't run it against this. And that's what makes it effective. You know, you always want to put in some type of a defense that they're not used to. And again, the changes that have been made, I think, are tremendous. And it just bothers other teams. They just can't score the way they're used to scoring. So I like what they're doing. It's more of a matchup. And it also, allows your big players to be able to front underneath and keep them out of the middle. And I like it, and I think it's working for this team.
Earlier in the year, this team had trouble. You talked about Lincoln's offense. They had really kind of struggled scoring at times earlier in the year, but since the Christmas tournament, they have really lit it up and put points on the board. They've increased their average per game offensively almost 10 points a game since the first of the year, which is quite a bit, and they've been able to put at times 50, 60, 70 points on the board, and in times 80. In fact, against Decatur, if they hadn't had the running clock, they probably would have very easily had 80, 85 points on the board.
Well, we talked about it earlier that they're trying to find their way, and I think they have. They've found ways to score in many different ways. They can hit from the outside. They've got players now that are comfortable penetrating into the paint, and we've got some of those pull-up jumpers that we talked about. You've got McKinley Knapp, who is just a ton inside, and when they shut her down, the other girls are able to score from outside. So I think their confidence is coming. They're starting to run a little bit more and get some baskets off of breaks, and it's fun when you put a lot of points on the board, and I think they're having a good time.
We have noticed that Grace Schneider, playing point guard, has pushed the ball up the floor a little bit more, trying to get numbers and beat defenses back, or maybe get a quick bucket here or there, and it's worked a number of times. You said McKinley Knapp has played fantastically inside, and she has on both ends of the floor. She's probably averaged a double-double in the last 8-10 games. But what I have noticed is that Mason McLeod, her three-point shooting has really come around. She doesn't maybe shoot a whole lot of them, but the ones she does shoot, she's been making, which gives you another weapon out there. Mia Clark has shown elements of her game that we hadn't seen before, including the ability to come off screens, catch and shoot. You don't often see that in girls basketball at the high school level, somebody working screens and catch and shoot.
That's very difficult. That's something that I'm sure they're working on in practice, because unless she's watching it somewhere else, it's not natural ball unless you really have an instinct for it. Mia and Lily, I think, both bring that ability to shoot from outside, but also to penetrate and drive. I love Lily's baseline move. Mia more penetrating from the top as she sees an opening, but I love that Lily can make that baseline move. And you got to know that Piper coming back in has just changed, I think, the atmosphere of the Lady Railers and the things that she brings both offensively and defensively.
The ball movement that we have seen out of the Lady Railers has been quite impressive too. It has been it's a very unselfish team. There's a lot of ball movement. They're making defenses work, and it really has been a joy to watch them kind of grow over this season and mature. That's probably one thing we've talked about is that they have matured. Mia Clark was shut down in a couple of games. Probably saw some of the toughest defenses she has ever seen to date, and didn't force things. That shows a sign of maturity where you're out there and you're doing other things to help your team win, but you're not forcing things. It isn't all about your shot. It isn't all about your offense.
Exactly, and that's the key to the Lincoln's offense is they don't rely just on one player. And again, you mentioned Grace is doing a lot of good things on the floor. We've seen a lot of good bounce passes from her into the post players, bounce passes around the perimeter, and we had that week off, if you remember, and I think that's what the Lady Railers needed, and I think a lot of their adjustments came from that time.
You've got McKinley Knapp and Mia Clark both averaging about mid-13 points a game. You got Piper Whiteman right around 10 points a game. Lily's around 10 points a game. Mace's averaging 7-8 a game. Grace had a big game. She got into double figures the last game that we played. They've had 3 and 4 girls in double figures in most of the last probably 10 games that they have played. That makes them very dangerous for teams to defend. We are going to stand up. We're going to keep it right here and let you hear the national anthem tonight, played by the Lincoln Community High School Pep Band.
Central State Conference matchup between the visiting Normal High Pioneers and your Lincoln Lady Railers. A reminder that good sportsmanship is one of the primary purposes of high school athletics and athletes of the
As more people continue to file in here to Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, a nice crowd for senior night here at Roy S.
officials. Spectators, you can support your school by refraining from derogatory remarks or cheers. We hope that you enjoy
A lot of people from U-High making the trip.
Yes. See, Donnie just walked in, Isles.
Yeah.
His daughter's on the team.
Rise, remove your hats and face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And now our national anthem. I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner this evening, Jan Bowers. She'll bring us the starting lineups as soon as we get her some light that she can see.
All right, so let's start off with the Pioneers from Normal U-High, and they will be starting at one guard, a 5'4" senior, number 2, Kinley Mitchell. At another guard, a 5'5" junior, number 4, Cecilia Willie. At forward, a 5'11" junior, number 14, Kendall Schroeder. And at another guard, a 5'7" senior, number 22, Grace Brodkin. And at forward, they'll start a 5'9" freshman, number 44, Kenzie Majetka. U-High is coached by Laura Sellers.
Hype video playing on the scoreboard, on the video board here. Done by Mr. Connor Shaw, our on-site producer, engineer, and cameraman.
That ought to get him fired up for tonight's game right
would think so.
there. All right, so let's meet our starting lineups for the Lincoln Lady Railers. We will start at one guard, a 5'6" junior, number 11, Mason McLeod. At the other junior starting tonight will be 5'9" forward, number 25, Mia Clark. The other three starters are all going to be seniors. We will start at center, 5'9" senior, number 31, McKinley Knapp. Also a senior, 5'8" forward, number 15, Piper Whiteman. And getting her first start here tonight will be the senior, number 34, Rebecca Burge at 5'9". So very excited about this group of 5 people starting out this game here, Jay. Of course, I want to mention, of course, the coaches for the Lincoln Lady Railers. Head coach Taylor Rohrer and assisted by Corey Farmer, who have proven to be quite the coaching duo there. I think they really complement each other and have done great things for this team.
I think they complement each other very well, and I think Corey does a great job of developing the younger kids down at the sophomore or junior varsity level. Unfortunately, the junior varsity took it on the chin tonight from Normal U-High. Got to say the Normal U-High Pioneers, they really came out. Their junior varsity played with a lot of enthusiasm in that basketball game, and their coach was highly animated. The Pioneers are coached by Laura Sellers. They come in, again, 10-19, 4-5 in the Central State 8. Tapping it up will be Kendall Schroeder at center circle against Rebecca Burge. Lincoln going to move from left to right. U-High going to move from right to left. Lincoln in the home whitey tighties, and Normal U-High in black, gold with green numerals. Here we go.
Be important for Lincoln to get out to a good start here in the first quarter.
Tap is up. Whiteman quickly up the floor. Piper in the front court around the screen from Knapp. McKinley could have gotten called for a moving screen there. Burge going to throw it into Knapp. Layup time coming, got hit in the back of the head, and it is no good, but McKinley's going to go to the free throw line. I think the foul was on Kendall Schroeder.
Number 14.
That is her first. Jan, real quick, the Me Realty list of the game. 3 keys to tonight's basketball game that you think are important for Lincoln to win.
I think getting off to a quick start, and right here's our first point. I think we need to have a good first quarter. I think defensively we need to put a lot of pressure on U-High, and then we need to hit the boards and run with it. And, of course, it always comes down to free throws.
That's the Me Realty list of the game. When you're looking to buy or sell, consult the professionals at Me Realty. Look for them online at merealty.com. Lincoln got the rebound off the missed free throw. Mason nearly pushed their point guard, Kinley Mitchell, out of bounds. Out front, Schroeder. Schroeder, cross-court, Willie. They throw it back to Schroeder under the basket. She threw it up, no good, and a foul on McKinley Knapp, and that will be her first. Coach, we have seen, if there's one thing that we have seen in the past couple of games for Lincoln, we saw it more in the Bloomington game than I think we cared to, or the coaches cared to, wasn't playing defense with your feet. A lot of reaching, playing defense with your hands, and that is a major mistake on defense.
Absolutely. You know, that's one of the fundamentals taught at the very beginning of playing, and sometimes we lose track of that, and I'm sure the coaches will remind them.
Schroeder hits both free throws, and that puts U-High up 2-1. 7:30 to go here in the first quarter. By the way, if you're looking for our graphics, we are having issues with the graphics and the internet, so we'll try and make sure we show the scoreboard or give the score. Whiteman, 3 out front, no good. Ball off of somebody's leg. I couldn't tell who. They say it was off U-High's leg and out of bounds. It'll stay Lincoln basketball. McLeod to inbounds, goes in the corner. Clark, that's a set play. She didn't force it. U-High in a tough man-to-man. Whiteman down the lane, inside Knapp. Good pass up and no good. Didn't get it.
Yeah,
had the bunny
pass
inside and it just didn't go down.
Great.
Here they come
pass.
the other way. Wiley out front, goes to Matecha. Right side they go, Gretkin. Out front, Schroeder. Schroeder, they go in the corner to Willie.
Jay, I'd like to see our hands up more when we're on the ball, and we just have hands down at our waist, and that makes it easy for U-High to see where they want the passes to go.
U-High right now spreading the floor. Out front
right there,
they
hands
go.
up, hands up, right there is what
Mitchell.
we need. Make it hard to see.
Mitchell, Gretkin, back out front, Willie. Gretkin in the corner, Schroeder. Schroeder, they go inside, up and good. They broke down the defense. Willie got the bucket, got what they want, and it is 4-1, just like that. Whiteman into the front court. Whiteman, nice pass inside. Burge blew the layup, had a nice open layup and blew it, and going the other way. So 6-10 here in the first quarter, and U-High up 4-1.
We've had 3 of our 4 shots have been bunnies underneath, and we haven't hit any of them.
Schroeder baseline, looks inside Mateka. They go inside to Mateka, up and no good. Burge on her, Reba, nice defense inside, ball on the floor, and U-High comes out of there with it. Schroeder baseline, ran into Burge, up and no good. Rebound, Clark, and Clark is going to get fouled. Foul, I believe, is going to be on number 4. Grace Schneider getting to come in.
U-High doing a really good job. They're running a short porch offense there, which is making it difficult for Lincoln. We've got a player having to go out on the baseline. We've got one guarding the short porch, and that leaves our weak side having to actually come over. And I don't think we're used to that, and we haven't been cutting that cutter.
Cecilia Willie was committed to foul. That is her first and the team's second. Inside to Knapp again, up and good. Well, you knew if you get enough bunnies inside, you're going to get one down eventually, and that makes it 4-3. The first 2 for McKinley Knapp. Give her 3. She's got all 3 so far.
And I give credit right there to Grace Schneider. She had double team, and she maintained her composure and got a good pass out, and it led to an easy basket. Good job for Grace.
They go to Mateka on elbow extended, and Grace Schneider going to get called for the foul on the reach. Schroeder to inbound the basketball to Mateka in the corner. Out front, Willie. Mitchell in the corner, Gretkin. Gretkin looking for somebody. They're spreading the floor. Look how far they've got the floor spread out. Running almost a 2-3 offense right there. In the corner they go Schroeder.
Yeah,
Schroeder goes inside Mateka.
Nice, that's a great
Up
offense.
and no good.
Got away with the travel.
Battle 4 and a push and foul going to be called on, I think, Mateka.
That's a great little offense they're running there. Again, they're cutting their guard around the post into a short porch and then running a back door by their weak side guard. That's a great offense.
In case you're wondering, the boys down 1, 11-10 in quarter number 2 to Sacred Heart Griffin. They're on the road in a non-conference game tonight that already beats. And Grace is in trouble. Grace is in trouble. They get it to Knapp. Knapp to McLeod, left side. McLeod back out front to Grace. U-High really ramping up the defense. They go inside. Piper, left-handed layup, no good. Clark the board up and no good. Clark goes for it again. Could have got called for the foul there, but no call, and here they come the other way. Lincoln just cannot buy a bucket right now. Willie out front, Gretkin. Gretkin to Mitchell. Mitchell, volleyball line, almost traveled the basketball. Right side, Gretkin. Gretkin. Willie, they go baseline, Mateka. Back to Willie. Gretkin. Gretkin inside Schroeder. Schroeder going to go around, try to go around Whiteman. Nothing there. Kicks it back out. They get it back out front to Gretkin. Gretkin. Willie tried to go inside. Nice defense by McKinley Knapp. Piper comes out of there with it to Mia. Mia going to go down the lane. Nice little stop up and good. And that'll give Lincoln the lead, 5-4, 3:39 to go here in the first quarter.
Good job there by Clark to get control. It was hard off her dribble, had a little bit of pressure, and she maintained, again, her composure and was able to put that in.
Gretkin left side, Schroeder. They look inside to Mateka. Ball batted, and they're going to call Mesa McLeod on the push. She was up there belly to belly. Tatum Isles in the basketball game, and Proud Papa sitting in the stands. If she can shoot like Papa, let's get everybody on her.
That's right.
Isles goes in the corner, Schroeder. Back out front, Isles. Isles out front, Mitchell. They throw it to Wiley. She goes cross court. Isles, long 3. There it is.
There it is.
Oh, my. Tatum Isles throws in the 3.
Jay, they're running a lot of screens, a lot of back screens, and getting that pass over the top on the weak side. Lincoln's going to have to anticipate that, put more pressure on the ball so they can't see that pass.
Schneider tried to get the ball into Knapp, threw it ahead of her. I think that might have been hit by U-High, but In any event, it goes back to U-High. 7-5 their lead, 2:53 to go. And they have slowed this game down. They are really working the Lincoln defense. Isles, right side Mitchell. Mitchell back to Isles. Isles in the corner, Willie. Willie baseline Mateka. She couldn't handle the pass, and that ball goes out of bounds. Again, Jan, we talked about you don't want to let them hang around too long.
No.
At some point, you got to get. At some point, the Red and Green Express has got to get going.
Do you think they got that short porch offense from Coach Cal Hubbard when he was up there at U-High?
Could have. He was a very smart man. And they tried to go inside with a lob pass to McKinley Knapp. Didn't throw it far enough. And U-High gets the ball on the turnover. Up 7-5, 2:22 to go. Isles out front. Mitchell. Willie. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell in the corner, Schroeder. Schroeder back out front, Mitchell. Ooh, almost a backcourt violation there by Willie. She was way far out there. You can see they're running time before they're even thinking about attacking the basket. Isles back out front, Willie there. They got Schroeder behind the defense, didn't see her. Mitchell going to drive it in. Schroeder in the corner. They look inside, they throw it out front, and Mia steps in and steals the pass. Clark, she's going to take it all the way.
There's
Stops 10-footer, no good. Rebound McLeod. She got hit. She's in trouble.
Timeout. There we go.
And ball thrown away, and Knapp going to chase
hustle.
it down. McKinley to Grace. Grace, right side Mia. 3 on the way, right side. No good. Not even close. Rebound battle 4, and U-High comes out of there with it.
And I like the pull-up jumper that Mia took. She didn't hit it, but that's the shot that she needed.
Willie drives in left side. Minute 22 to go here in the first quarter. Isles in the corner. Mitchell, nice pass into Mateka. She goes up for the shot, no good. Defense, McKinley Knapp, I think, got a paw on it, and Mesa comes out of there with it, and here we come the other way. Sloppy first quarter so far. Whiteman drives it left. Whiteman in the lane. Whiteman goes around her man up, no good. Didn't get the shot, didn't get the call either, and Isles comes out with a rebound. Willie out front. They had Mateka wide open in the lane. There it is. Going to corner. Isles nearly threw the ball away. Back out front, Willie. Mitchell. Schroeder. Back to Mitchell. Again, they're slowing it down.
Yeah, they're working our defense, though.
Right.
We're having to work awful hard.
They're playing at their pace. Schroeder in the corner. Schroeder going to drive baseline. 15-footer up. No good. Schneider the rebound. 27 seconds on the clock.
Had Clark open there. That's a pass I'd like to see.
Schneider drives right side. Schneider in trouble. Cut off by 3 people. Whiteman drives in the lane. Back out front, Clark. Step back 3. In and out. No good. Rebound, Mateka takes it out of there.
And Jay, we've had good shots. We just can't get them to fall. They will. They'll start falling.
Willie Isles. She tries to throw it inside. They're not going to get the shot off. Mateka takes it, doesn't get it off. At the end of the first quarter, it is U-High 7 and Lincoln 5. We'll take a 60-second timeout. You're watching Lady Railer basketball on WLCN's live YouTube stream.
One of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history at Post Nightclub in Orlando.
Walking into the building for the first time after the shooting, it was crippling, but it had to be preserved. If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
WLCN's Lady Railer basketball coverage is sponsored by Collision Concepts, located at 1005 Macon Street, just off Woodlawn Road, west of Culver's. Call 217-735-2100 or find them online at collisionconceptsinc.com. LCHS Lady Railer basketball alumni. Lincoln Lady Railer basketball, a proud tradition of Lincoln Community High School athletics. Once a Railer, always a Railer.
Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. U-High to start the ball. Second quarter up 7-5. And an offensive foul here? No, an official's timeout.
Yeah, I'm not sure the clock started.
Oh.
It's only at 7:58. I'm not sure that it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to take any more
not
time
sure what
off
they're
the
gonna
clock,
do. Yeah.
apparently. So it's out of bounds back to U-High.
Okay.
Mitchell out front, Schroeder right in front of the Lincoln bench. Out front, Isles. 40 feet from the basket. Mitchell, Tatum, Isles. Mitchell. 54 in the basketball game for them is Teresa Burris.
Look at all the motion back behind the defense. That's making the low players really work hard.
They go left side to Eve Whitlow in the basketball game. Mitchell, Schroeder, step back three. Is it? No good. Rebound ball on the floor. Whiteman, nice seal out. Ladies did a good job of that time sealing U-High Pioneers out.
Knapp and Whiteman both had great blockouts.
Schroeder across the Grace across the timeline, and McKinley touched the ball last and it went out of bounds.
I'm not sure that was the right pass there. That was a really tough pass to make and for Knapp to try to handle.
And Jan, you know I'm not a fan of those floater passes.
No, not from there.
No.
Not coming from the top.
Schroeder left side, back out front Whitlow. Mitchell. Right side Isles will throw up a 25-footer. No good. Air ball over everything, and Schneider come out with a rebound. Grace did a nice job of sealing out Schroeder.
She did. Little height disadvantage there, but she did a great job there and came away with that
Burris
rebound.
Going at it inside. Handoff out front, McLeod. McLeod to Whiteman. Now Lincoln going to get a little movement on offense. Schneider out front. Nice little spin move in the lane.
Nice.
Grace, good pass to McKinley. Up and good.
What a great assist there by Grace. And they need that. They need that penetration from her and find the opening.
And that right there shows you movement plus patience equals baskets.
You bet. And again, another bounce pass.
Right. Whitlow. Left side Schroeder. Whitlow. Lincoln ties it at 7 with 6:16 to go. Isles back out front. Mitchell. Whitlow. Mitchell. Tried to bounce pass into Burris. Ball batted around, and it's going to stay U-High basketball, but Lincoln got a hand on it. Mateka going to come back in the basketball game, and she's going to replace Schroeder. Burris to inbound in front of the entrance doors to Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Out front Whitlow, around the Isles. Mitchell left side. Cross-court pass, Isles. Isles will throw up a 27-footer, no good. Rebound, Mia Clark. Mia going to bring it the other way. Mia back to Grace. Now they'll set up the offense against this man-to-man. Clark out front, doesn't force the shot, gets it to Whiteman, to McLeod. McLeod inside McKinley. McKinley on Burris, bowls her way up, no good, gets her own rebound, and a push, wow. The push, I think, is going to go against Burris, and to be fair, it looked like a pretty clean block to me.
And I thought the body was on the shot before that.
I thought so, too.
Yes.
I thought so, too.
McKinley did a nice little power move in there. Thought she drew the foul, didn't get it, but hung in there for the rebound.
Burris with the foul. That is her first. And Mack to the line, makes the first of 2 free throws. That puts Lincoln ahead 8-7, 5:40 to go.
And it's going to be important here for us to hit our free throws because we're struggling to get the ball to fall any other way. So if we can get ourselves to the line and make our free throws, that'll get us right back in. We've got the lead, and hopefully we'll keep it.
Second one up and good. 9-7 the Lincoln lead. Update from Jim Bell's Gymnasium in Springfield. Lincoln up 23-17. The boys are against Sacred Heart Griffin. U-High trying to work against the press, and it may get to a 10-second call here.
Yes.
And they've got to take a timeout. Great defense by Lincoln.
Yes.
And U-High's got to take a 30-second timeout. We'll talk to you. We'll just go down the list of our video sponsors sponsoring tonight's YouTube broadcast of the game. Chestnut Health Systems, State Farm Insurance Agent Brian Clark, Collision Concepts, Complete Lawn Care, Dara Entwistle, your independent health insurance agent, Heartland Bank and Trust Company, Heartland Community College, Emo's Cafe, the Johnson family, one of them standing right next to me, LCHS Lady Railer basketball alumni, Lincoln Heating and Cooling, the LMH Community Health Collaborative, Chase Lowry Edward Jones Financial, Schneider Masonry, Simply Travel Cruise Planners, and United Community Bank. Those are the people sponsoring the video stream each and every time, and we are YouTube only tonight. As U-High inbounds again, and they're struggling again in the backcourt. Schneider's all over them. They get it across to Willie. Willie to Isles. Back to Willie. Now they go with a diamond press breaker, and they may not make it. Gretkin in the background. And there it is, 10-second call. Great defense by Lincoln. And the turnover is going to go their way. So let's see if that turnover gets the Lincoln girls a little fired up here.
You bet.
McLeod to inbounds. There's Clark off the screen in the corner. Didn't have it past
play.
to Knapp. Up
Great
and
play.
good.
Nice little set play on the inbounds. Well done.
And McKinley Knapp got the defender on her hip and made her stay there until the pass was up in the air. That's what you got to do. Gretkin, left side. Lincoln up 11-7. Mateka, cross-court pass, stolen by Grace. Here comes Gracie the other way. Gracie's got me in the left corner. She throws it right corner, Mesa. Back to Grace. Mesa wasn't going to force that shot. Knapp posted inside. Grace in the lane. Back out front, Piper. Piper to Mia. Mia, nice bounce pass, McKinley. McKinley up against Burris. Got it! McKinley took the contact, still stuck it in the bucket.
Had a great pass there. Great offense by Lincoln. Good patience. Worked the ball around. Worked both sides of the floor and found a good post up there by Knapp.
13-7. Lincoln on an 8-0 run. About the time I say that, they go right into Burris. A nice bounce pass, and she gets the bucket.
Somebody lost track of where they needed to be because she was wide open. I think they're watching for that cross-court pass, and we forgot about the ball side.
13-9 is the Lincoln lead. Right side, Whiteman. Whiteman out front, Mesa. 20-footer up and back in the iron. Rebound, Piper. Piper back to Mesa. Right side, Mia. Mia inside Piper. Piper, nice little fake. Hook shot up. No good. Didn't get it down. Rebound goes to Burris, and here they come the other way. Gretkin going to go right down the lane, splits everybody, lays it up and good. And Jan, somebody's got to step in and stop her from doing that.
Yes, that's, against this zone, that's not supposed to happen at all.
Schneider going to drive it in. Kick out Clark. Right side three. Is it? No. Rebound on the floor. McKinley's got it. Knapp needs to get it to somebody. Back out front, Grace. Lincoln getting the shots, just not sticking them in the hole. Back to Mia. Mia going to drive in the lane. 10-footer running one-hander. No good. A lot of contact, no call. Right. Burris the rebound. And here they come the other way.
Again, a good shot. Good recognition there by Mia, not taking it too far. Those will fall.
13-11, the Lincoln lead. Lincoln had gone on an 8-0 run. Back out front they go, Gretkin. Inside Burris. Out front Isles. Three on the way. No good. Long rebound, and they get it. Willie throws it back out to Gretkin. Gretkin, Isles, in the corner, Mateka. Back out front, Isles. Gretkin. Willie throws a cross-court pass. Isles will throw up the three. Almost got it. Back of the iron. Ball on the floor. Mateka inbounds. On the floor. Ball still on the floor. McLeod and a jump ball called. It'll be Lincoln basketball on the alternating possession. Great job by Mason McLeod to tie that up inside as Rebecca Bird's going to come in for Piper Whiteman.
I noticed there, I thought U-High was wearing out a little bit. They got a couple easy buckets there, but I think they're a little bit more tired. They played a pretty high intensity, but they've got some subs coming back in now. Hopefully Lincoln can take advantage of that.
Schneider around the Knapp screen, and there comes the run and jump. She needs to get it to somebody, gets it to Burge. Burge, cross-court, Clark threw it away and threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, it seems like when Schroeder's in the game, they like to do that, coming off that dribble off of the screen, and they're doing a run and jump and double team, and that puts a lot of pressure there on Grace. We're going to have to rethink what we do with that. That's the time that Grace needs to reverse and go back the other direction.
Schroeder baseline. Oh, nearly stolen by McLeod. Willie out front. The long cross-court pass to Mitchell. Mitchell, Gretkin. Gretkin going to drive in again. That time was stopped. Gets it baseline. Mateka. Schroeder they go to. She couldn't handle the pass. Mia's got the basketball. Mia quickly up the floor. Mia, top of the key, is wide open. Going to go inside to McKinley, and there's a foul on Schroeder, pushing her in the back, and that'll be 2 on Kendall Schroeder.
That offense they're doing there, one of two things has to happen. Either Mia has to drop down from the top where she's playing the elbow. She's going to have to drop down and pick up that extra player coming across. But the weak side low player has to call that player coming, and I don't think that's happening, so I don't even think we're aware of that player coming. That's a great little weave they have going.
Knapp gets it inbounds from McLeod. Mesa in the corner. Shot wasn't there, didn't take it. To Piper. Piper in the lane. Piper back out to Grace. Burge low post. Here comes McKinley to set the screen. And let's see if they go the run and jump. They tried. She goes around Burris down the lane. Grace ran into a bunch of people, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Grace Gretkin. That'll be her first, and I think just the team's third. They called a shot on that, so Grace is going to go to the line.
So I'm watching Mesa McLeod's player, and she's not seeing anything but Mesa. She is face guiding her. She's not even looking at the rest of the floor. So that's really just taking one player out of Lincoln's offense. Again, they're doing a lot of gimmicks on their defense to really fluster Lincoln.
Schneider missed the first of 2 free throws. Schneider up and got it rolled home. 14-11, the Lincoln lead. Minute 42 to go here in the half. Quick game so far. Not a lot of scoring. Gretkin left side. Uhi been playing a very slow pace. Mateka out beyond the three-point line, left side. Back out front, Gretkin. Mitchell, Gretkin, Mateka. Looking baseline. There's the baseline play. They didn't get it to Willie. They did, but she couldn't do anything with it. Back out front, Mitchell. Willie, right baseline in front of the Lincoln bench. Back out front, Mitchell. Minute 15 to go. Gretkin, left side, Burris. Burris throws right inside, and ball tapped away by Lincoln. Lincoln couldn't hang on to it, but still knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay U-High basketball with a minute 9 to go here in the first quarter, and Lincoln up 14-11.
And sometimes that cut actually comes from the top player, not the weak side player. We're going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Mateka. Out front, Mitchell. Mitchell in the corner, Gretkin. They didn't let her shoot. She almost had one there. Back out front. Boy, credit went them with the patience they have shown on offense. They've executed this to near perfection. Gretkin, right side, Willie. Back out front, Gretkin. Gretkin, Mitchell, they're not even looking to score right now. Out front, Gretkin.
They're making us work hard. They're going to wear us out.
Willie in the corner. Gretkin goes inside Mateka. Ball batted away. Good defense by Mack. And Mesa comes out with it. Mesa, bad pass to Grace. Grace fortunately chased it down in the backcourt after it was tapped away by Willie. Mia going to come back out front. Now Lincoln going to go into their 1-4 offense against this man-to-man. Left side, Whiteman. There was the cutter and Clark. Piper around Burris. Piper in trouble on the double team. Gets it to Mack. Mack tries to throw it inside into traffic. That was a bad pass and knocked out of bounds by U-High. U-High's defense has got Lincoln's offense looking pretty bad tonight.
Exactly. What we do other teams is happening to us. U-High has a great game plan.
Whiteman to Knapp. Mack. Grace. Grace going to take a three-pointer up. No good. Air ball. And that will end the half with Lincoln leading at 14-11 here on senior night at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. We're going to send it to the studios for a 2-minute timeout and a word from our sponsors. When we come back, Jan and I will have the Grau Incorporated halftime show. You're watching Lady Railer basketball on WLCN's YouTube stream.
WLCN's live stream video coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball is brought to you by Me Realty, Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, Culvers of Lincoln, Grau Incorporated, Chestnut Health Systems, Brian Clark State Farm Insurance, Collision Concepts, Complete Lawn Care, Independent Health Insurance Agent Dara Entwistle, Heartland Bank and Trust Company, Heartland Community College, Lincoln, Emo's Cafe, The Johnson Family in honor of Keith Johnson, LCHS Lady Railer basketball alumni, Lincoln Heating and Cooling, LMH Community Health Collaborative, Chase Lowry Edward Jones Financial, Joe Ryan Country Financial, Schneider Masonry, Simply Traveled Cruise Planners, United Community Bank, City of Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch and Annette Welch, Thank you for watching WLCN's live video stream coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. WLCN's Lady Railer basketball coverage is sponsored by State Farm Insurance Agent Brian Clark, with offices at 628 North Chicago Street in Lincoln, or call 217-732-6211. Heartland Bank and Trust Company, with branches on North Sangamon Street and Woodlawn Road. Unlock the power of more with More For You checking from Heartland Bank and save money on the things you're already paying for. Open your account today in branch or online at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC.
Back at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, Jay Harden and Jan Bowers alongside Connor Shaw doing the on-site engineering and producing and running the camera. And as you can see from his scoreboard shot, Lincoln up just 14-11 at halftime. Lincoln was down 7-5 at the end of the first quarter. Jan, it's a matter of U-High has slowed the pace down to the pace that they want to play. And Lincoln has missed a bunch of good shots. I mean, Bunny's inside in the first quarter. They've gotten some open looks and haven't got the three down. But credit U-High, they've got a good game plan going.
They do. And, you know, you say they're slowing the ball down, but actually they're moving the ball very fast, but they're being patient and waiting for an open shot. They've got Lincoln flustered on defense, and that's not what's supposed to be happening. They're running that nice little weave, but their ball movement is fantastic, and we're just kind of chasing and chasing and chasing. So we have to settle in and decide where we want that defense to be. Again, I'd try to flatten it out a little bit, maybe put Mia back down low and let her be a bigger force down underneath. Offensively, yeah, if we would have hit those shots early, I think it would have deflated U-High, but instead it only gave them more momentum. And they're coming out very aggressive on our guards, and we have to be patient again, find that inside shot. But we're going to have to do some ball fakes underneath, draw some fouls, and make sure that we can hit those shots when we get them inside.
The one time that Lincoln was able to slap the press on, they ended up having to call a timeout and still got a 10-second call out of it coming out of the timeout. So obviously, I don't think that they can handle the pressure defense if we can press them in the backcourt.
I agree. You know, especially depending on who they have on the floor. Sometimes they're playing three big players, and they're not ball handlers.
No.
So we have to take advantage of that. So we do that after a made free throw. But yeah, sometimes on a dead ball, we can just set up our press. And right now, we have to make something happen to pull this game, to pull our lead up in this game. We're lucky we came back and got that lead, but we have to extend this lead.
Well, and you know, they went on an 8-0 run at one point, and you thought maybe the Express is going to get going, but then they allowed U-High to get a couple of really pretty easy buckets, especially the drive down the lane where Gretkin just sliced through the defense. Nobody stepped over to stop her or even try and, hey, step over. If you don't get a charge, you get a block and foul. That's one thing, but at least you tried to stop the drive. But she went right by three players. I mean, she just weaved in and out like she was weaving through construction cones.
Absolutely. You know, Lincoln needs to adjust. They have three players that are below the free throw line with that short porch and then the short wing and then the player coming across, sometimes sliding in from the top and the weak side. We're going to have to make that adjustment. We're going to have to pack that down. They look for that long pass up top. That's the one you steal from the weak side. That's the one that they will not know you're coming if they're trying to make that long pass because we have stopped all the ball side offensive players.
What do you have for scoring here at halftime? It's not much.
All right. U-High has four players with 2 points each, with Burris and Gretkin and Schroeder and Willie, and then they've got Tatum Isles who hit 1 3-pointer. So that's their 11 points. Lincoln is led by McKinley Knapp with 11. She's hit 4 field goals and 3 for 4 from the line. We've got Mia Clark with 2 points, and we've got Grace Schneider with 1 on 1 for 2 from the line. So, you know, Piper Whiteman's had some good attempts, and she wants to get in the scoring column. Had I think we're going to have to find ways to get her open. Maybe set her some screens and let her hit that outside shot. She's working hard, trying to penetrate. Mia Clark has made some great drives in and pull-up jumpers. Those aren't shots she's used to taking. She'll learn that shot. By the time she's a senior, she's going to be nailing those shots. That's a little bit of Becca Heitzig coming out right there. I'd love to see that. So we got to find a way to get Piper, I think, in the scoring. McKinley Knapp, we've got to get it. She had those points early, and then they really shut her down. We've got to find a way. McKinley is one that she's not an in-the-moment player. She's a prepare-for-the-moment player. So they've got to look for her because she will find a way to get open before that pass goes, and that's where that snap pass is going to go into her. It's not right off that first pass. It's letting that ball move and then her find a way to get that seal because that's what she does so well.
Boys are up. If you're watching us and wondering about the boys, they're up 30-23 in the third against Sacred Heart Griffin at Jim Bell's Gymnasium. U-High's return to the floor. We've got a couple minutes before we start the second half. We're going to send it back to the WLCN studios, take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second half. You're watching Lady Raider basketball on WLCN's YouTube feed.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
WLCN's Lady Railer basketball coverage is sponsored by Lincoln Heating and Cooling, located at 1716 Tremont Street in Lincoln. Phone 217-735-5835. The Johnson family, in honor of Keith Johnson, a proud supporter of Lincoln Lady Railer basketball for over 50 years. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln. WLCN's Lady Railer basketball coverage is sponsored by Chase Lowry Edward Jones Financial, your Lincoln Edward Jones financial advisor. Located at 407 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, learn how Chase can help you reach your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com or stop by the office. Member SIPC.
Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Schroeder, right side. U-High has the ball, starts second half. Lincoln up 14-11. Schneider makes something happen. She batted the ball away, couldn't hang on to it, and knocked it out of bounds. And Jan, maybe we're going to see her ramp up a little bit of the pressure here in the half court to make U-High really start handling the basketball.
Exactly. We got to do something a little bit different, and Lincoln has tended to come out second half with a little bit more pressure, and hopefully that's what we'll do. So again, hands up right there. That's where we need hands up and make it harder to pass.
Mitchell, Gretkin, Schroeder. Back out front, Gretkin. Gretkin just going to drive in Euro step. That was almost a travel.
It is a travel.
Schroeder, I think she traveled as well. Throws up a running one-hander and gets it. Schneider will get it across the timeline against the U-High man-to-man. Schneider drives in.
That's right there where we have to be careful, that little move.
Left side, Clark. Clark, nice pass to Whiteman. Oh, and good defense by U-High. Gretka read that and knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah.
She looked like a defensive back.
That just needed to be a bullet. That just had to be a bullet, two-hand bullet pass. But good recognition there by Mia. She saw her.
McLeod to inbounds, looking to get it in. Lob pass to Clark. Clark goes inside Whiteman. Piper bowls her way in. Left-handed or hook shot up and good. And what's the call here? I think they're giving a warning to Lincoln. They may have touched the ball after it went through the bucket. So Whiteman the bucket. Lincoln up 16-13, 7:10 to go here in the third. Mitchell will bring it across the timeline. Mitchell back out front, Gretkin. They're starting their offense 40 feet from the basket. Gretkin, right side, Willie. Willie back out front, Gretkin. Mitchell, volleyball line. That's where they've been passing the ball much of the night.
There comes that cutter. There we go. Good job, Piper, there to close that off.
Gretkin.
Yeah, they talked about it at halftime. You can tell.
Schroeder goes inside Mateka and batted away by McKinley Knapp. Good defense by Mack. Here comes Mia. Mia, nice bounce pass to Mack. Up and good.
Beautiful fast break.
18-13.
And that started from McKinley down at this end at the defense and finished on the offensive end.
They throw it away again. Mason McLeod comes out with it, and Lincoln's defense actually caused that. Mia almost got a hand on it in the lane. Schneider going to have to watch that run out. There we are to Whiteman. Whiteman in the corner. Clark, nice pass to
Beautiful.
Knapp. Knapp has hacked, no call. Out to McLeod. 3 on the way, right side. Oh, almost went in. Ball on the floor. Mia battles for it. Mia comes out of there with it. Mia to Grace. Grace out front. Grace drives in, right-hand dribble. Now she's double-teamed again. Grace had the ball stripped away. Here comes Gretkin the other way. Left-handed layup, good.
You know, that's a trigger to our offense. We're going to have to do something a little differently there.
18-15. Schneider down the lane, up against, no good. Rebound, Knapp up and no good, and a foul.
I like that from Grace. I like her taking that in. That's going to prove a point to them. That's a lot of grit right there. I appreciate that.
Grace Gretkin, that is her second foul. The first on U-High, and Mack up and good, the first free throw. 19-15, the Lincoln lead. Yeah, Jen, because they're reading exactly what she's doing off the screen.
You bet. They expect her to reverse it each time.
Second one, up and no good. Free throw is going to come into play in this one because it's a tight ball game right now. Mitchell out front. Schneider nearly stole the ball away from Gretkin. Left side, Schroeder. They're looking inside. Don't throw it there. Out front, Willie. Willie, long cross-court pass. Schneider steals it away. Grace has got 1-on-4. Grace to Mia. Bounce pass. Mia in trouble in the lane. And a jump ball going to be called. It'll stay Lincoln basketball.
Yeah, we got away with coming back with that ball. I don't think that was the best choice for Grace to make that pass to Mia. There was a lot of defense coming in. I think maybe pulling that out and reversing it could have found an easy basket.
They go to Mia. Bad pass again. Clark fights for it.
Look at Knapp working hard. Look at McKinley working hard.
To Grace. You know, she's working that hard. You want to get her the ball because if you don't, she's going to get down in a second. You know, hey, I'm working hard. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
There it is. And the Knapp. Nice little move up and good. Good pass from Mia, and McKinley with a great move. 21-15, 16 for the senior. Gretkin into the front court. Mitchell back out front. Gretkin, a timeout going to be taken by Laura Sellers. We're going to keep it right here and tell you about many of our fine sponsors. Looks like it's going to be a full timeout. Many of our fine sponsors include Me Realty, sponsor of the list of the game. When you're looking to buy or sell, check the listings at merealty.com. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center located at 304 North McLean and online at myfgec.org. Culver's, home of the Butterburger. Stop by before or after the game. Also home of some of the best frozen custard you could ever have. Located at 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Grau Incorporated, sponsor of our halftime and postgame show, serving Lincoln and Logan County since 1953. 1905 North Kickapoo in Lincoln. 217-735-4444. Go online to grauinc.com. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Call 888-924-3786. State Farm Insurance Agent Brian Clark. He's got your home, your auto, life, and health covered. Call 217-732-6211 or visit sfinsurelincoln.com. Collision Concepts, sponsor of every three-pointer on Lady Railers this year. And Jan, we haven't had a three-pointer yet from Lincoln, have we?
We have not. No, we have not. We've had some in and out.
Complete Lawn Care, offering year-round service for all your outdoor needs. Hey, you may need them for snow removal tomorrow. Call 217-651-8046. Lincoln up 21-15. Out front they go Mateka. They've changed their offense just a little bit. Mateka goes in the corner. Isles 3 on the way. No good. Rebound. They did a nice job sealing out. Mateka inside. Threw it up left-handed. Didn't get it. But Mason McLeod going to get the foul. Jan, they've changed their offense up just a little bit.
Yes. Coach Sellers realized that Lincoln made some adjustments at halftime, and so she had to make some changes, and she did right there. We just hard to make that rebound coming off of a long three-pointer.
Mateka, first one up, no good. Almost broke the backboard with that one.
This is just the third and fourth free throw shot by U-High. Lincoln on the other hand, 2-4-6. We've shot 8 for the game.
Second one up, and that one was better, but still didn't go in, and Willie almost outfought Piper Whiteman for the rebound and almost got it, but she knocked it out of bounds. It'll go Lincoln basketball.
Get a little bit of that flat-footedness you were talking about. Instead
Exactly.
of sliding over and securing that ball.
Schneider into the front court. There was Knapp on the cutter. They're looking inside. They lob it into her. McKinley got pushed out of bounds. And Mateka, I think, or Schroeder's going to get called for the foul. One of the two, because they were both on her.
Again, that's a set play. U-High knew what was coming. They had 2 people down there, and McKinley was still able to get a hand on it and drew the foul.
Kenzie Mateka with her second foul. Second on the team. Out front, Whiteman. Whiteman, Schneider. Schneider, corner Mcleod. Mesa in trouble. Throws it into Mack. Mack, nice bounce pass to Piper. Piper kick to Mia. Mia going to drive it in. Mia through the trees, up and good.
That's what Mia does so well right there.
23-15. Mia Clark with 4.
But again, you had every Lady Railer touch the ball on that possession.
Baseline, they go Schroeder. Schroeder had a wide open baseline, didn't take it. Back out front, Isles. Right side, Mitchell. Isles thought about throwing up a 30-foot three, didn't take it. Isles out front. Right side, Mitchell. Isles will take the 30-foot three, didn't get it. Rebound battle on the floor. McKinley on the floor, ball on the floor, and it'll stay U-High basketball. McKinley was struggling to seal out Mateka.
Yeah, actually, she actually blocked out her own player. It was another player that came in and got a hand on that.
They inbound under their own basket. They go into Mateka, ball on the floor, and a jump ball is going to, oh, there it was. Spoke too soon, didn't think they were going to call the jump ball, and they did. It'll go Lincoln's way. Gee, it'd be nice to capitalize on this, get a bucket, and go up 10.
Absolutely.
3:11 to go here in the third quarter. Lincoln up just 8, 23-15. Not much scoring in the basketball game. There it is, and Schneider threw the ball away. Ball might have been tapped as she threw it. Instead of throwing the bounce pass, she tried to throw it over people. And here comes U-High the other way. They go baseline Schroeder. Schroeder wide open on the baseline, up and good. And Lincoln just let her have the baseline.
Again, that's the short porch, and we went to guard the other player who they've been passing to, and Schroeder finally recognized it.
Whiteman drives in left-handed, and she'll draw the foul. Foul, I believe, is on Schroeder. Let's see. Yep.
It's third.
That's 3 on Kendall Schroeder.
And it's a different team when Schroeder's in the game. She makes a lot of things happen, both offensively and defensively.
She's tall, long, she's got some quickness. And Piper makes the first one. Pretty Piper Whiteman knocks it down. Whitlow going to come back in the basketball game for Cecilia Willie.
It's 3 points now for Piper. Held scoreless in the first half, so hopefully she can get in the scoring column a little bit more. There we go.
And the senior knocks it down, knocks them both, and that makes it 25-17. Back to an 8-point lead. Lincoln pressing in the backcourt. They are using a diamond 1 press breaker. They throw it to Schroeder. Schroeder across to Mitchell. Isles. In the corner they go Mateka. Schroeder baseline back to Mateka. Mateka back out front. Isles. Mitchell. Right side Schroeder. They go baseline again. Whitlow on the baseline. Nice bounce pass.
Good job,
and stolen by Mia Clark.
That was great drop down defense there by Mia. Good recognition.
They tried to cut Tatum Isles in there and just couldn't do it. Mia out front to Schneider. Schneider around the Whiteman screen. Schneider, right side Mia, long 3, is it baby? No good, rebound Whiteman. Whiteman against Isles, left-hander up and good.
Great positioning there and a great finish with the left hand.
And that's a 10-point lead for Lincoln with 1:43 to go here in the third.
6 points here for Piper in the third quarter.
Mitchell, Isles. In the corner they go Schroeder. Schroeder back out front, Isles. Isles back out front, Mitchell. Mitchell, Mateka, ball batted away by Whiteman. Good defense by Piper over here on the opposite side, and it'll stay Pioneer basketball as Burris comes back in the ball game for Kendall Schroeder. Isles will inbound, sideline almost to the baseline. Isles looks, gets it into Mitchell. Back to Isles. Whitlow looking inside Burris. They're doing a high-low post with Burris and Mateka. Mateka left side in front of the Pioneer bench. Back out front Mitchell. Mitchell drives in, gets it to Isles. Isles, right side Burris. Burris inside Mateka. She almost throws the ball away. Tried to throw that pass to Mitchell, and Mitchell barely handled it. Out front Isles. A minute to go. They go inside Mateka. Mateka, how many seconds in the lane? She falls down, and McKinley Knapp going to get called for a blocking foul.
I think she tripped over her own feet, but was a little contact there.
There was contact, but I think the official anticipated rather than watching, but that's the second foul on Mack. Second foul on the Lady Railers, and that's almost a 5-second call there. Mitchell, Mateka. Back out front, Mitchell. Are they going to play for the last shot of the quarter? Out front, Isles. Lincoln's defense pretty good right here.
It is.
Mitchell.
We need to take advantage because Grudkin is not in the ball game, and she is the catalyst for this offense.
Mateka threw it over McKinley Knapp. McKinley one-handed grabbed the rebound. Lincoln's got it with 36 seconds to go, and a 10-point lead. Right side Piper. In the corner, Mia. Three out of the corner. Is it? Beat her, baby.
There it is.
Bang, a Collision Concepts three, and that'll make it a 13-point game. 22 seconds on the clock. Here comes Mitchell the other way.
9 points for Clark so far in the game.
Mitchell, left side Isles. In the corner, Mateka. Back out front, Isles. Out front, Mitchell, 9 seconds. Whitlow, the long cross-court pass, Isles. Isles will take a three. Up, no good. Rebound, Schneider. Had it. Ball on the floor. They're going to get an easy bucket. Up, no good. And out of bounds at the end of three quarters. It is Lincoln 30 and U-High 17. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. You're watching Lady Railer basketball on WLCN's live YouTube stream.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
WLCN's Lady Railer basketball coverage is sponsored by Lincoln Mayor Tracy and Annette Welch. Complete Lawn Care, offering year-round service for all your outdoor needs, including lawn care, gutter cleaning, and snow removal. For a free estimate or for more information, call 217-732-9734.
Sanderson Gymnasium. U-High will have the basketball to start the fourth quarter. As Lincoln leads at 30-17, Mia Clark got a key three there toward the end of the third quarter to give Lincoln that 13-point lead. And now the clock becomes the enemy of your normal U-High.
Absolutely. Lincoln now with 4 players in the scoring column. We've led by McKinley Knapp with 14, followed by Mia Clark 9. We got Piper Whiteman with 6 and Grace Schneider with 1.
Burris out front, throws it to Whitlow, nearly threw the ball away. Whitlow and Lincoln's defense looks like it's may have picked up a little bit. Nice defense there. Schneider comes out with it. She and Whiteman caused that turnover, and here we go the other way. The boys were up 30-23 in the third. However, they've lost their YouTube feed. Clark, 3 out of the corner again.
There
Bang, another Collision Concepts 3.
Called it a 2.
Oh, they called it a 2. Her feet were on the line. That was out of the opposite corner in front of the Lincoln bench. 32-17, the Lincoln lead. Whitlow. Still plenty of time on the clock. Mitchell out front. Mitchell throws it inside Schroeder. Schroeder down the lane against Knapp. Up and no good. Rebound. Schroeder gets it. Back out front. Isles. Isles left side three. No good. Whiteman with a good screen out. Whitlow snuck in there. And Piper's going to get called for the foul. And somebody missed the block out on Whitlow.
Again, we're having trouble releasing. We've talked about this before. We're getting the blockouts, but we don't release for the ball, and then the offensive player is the first one to go, and they're just taking it away from us.
Burris to inbounds. Looks inbounds, looks inbounds, looks inbounds. Going to throw it out front. Mitchell. Willie. Isles. Willie, and there's an offensive foul here. Burris is going to get called for an offensive foul in the lane against Piper Whiteman. There was some shoving going on there, and as usual, the second person gets caught.
Exactly, and I was going to mention that earlier, that it's become a very physical game, but Burris has been physical the entire game, and I don't blame her. That's part of the game.
Hey, if you can get away with it, get away with it.
Absolutely.
32-17, the Lincoln lead. 6:55 to go. Out front, Mesa. Mesa to Piper. Piper right side in front of the Lincoln bench at the volleyball line. Left-hand dribble, hands off Schneider. Schneider drives in. Schneider, nice little spin move. Bounce past McKinley. Back out front, Piper. Good ball movement. Up, no good. Rebound on the floor. Burris gets it on the baseline. She heads the other way. That was a good offensive set.
It was a great offense.
Willie right side. They're looking inside. Burris and Knapp are going at it. Burris and Knapp are really going at it. And McKinley might have got called for a foul there. Ball on the floor. Burris is playing football. She tackled Whiteman, and Piper gets up and what is? Did they call it T? No, they call a jump ball.
Okay. Yeah, Piper took that ball and kind of rolled it across.
No, they called a foul on Burris.
Oh.
They called the foul on Teresa Burris. I thought it was a jump ball going Lincoln's way, but somebody yelled that was terrible. They may be right about that. Mia out front, Mesa. Whiteman, they go inside Knapp, up and good. She sealed off Burris.
She did.
And took off and got the pass and laid it up and in. Lincoln without Lily Holmes on the bench tonight, and we don't know why. See if maybe we can find out later if Coach can tell us anything. Inside they go, Schroeder. Schroeder right side, Willie. She drives in against Knapp. McKinley reaches, don't get the foul there. Isles, the ball squirted out to Tatum Isles. Isles left side, back out front, Mitchell. 34-17, the Lincoln lead. 17 points. And a timeout taken by Laura Sellers. It will be a full timeout, so we'll take timeout ourselves. We'll be back in 1 minute. Lincoln leads at 34-17, 5:36 to go here in the basketball game.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com. WLCN's Lady Railer basketball coverage is sponsored by Imo's Cafe, your family restaurant serving home-cooked meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Located at 616 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, phone 217-605-0171. Imo's Cafe, Lincoln's family restaurant.
Back at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, Jay Harden, Jan Bowers, 5:36 to go. Lincoln has extended the lead to 34-17. 5:32 to go here in the basketball game. They go baseline Mateka. She looks inside. They get it to Mitchell. Mitchell, 10-footer up and good. Mitchell snuck behind the defense. Got a wide open 10-footer, and it's 34-19.
Burge is back in the lineup here for Lincoln.
Schneider drives in the lane against three people, throws it up, no good. Rebound Mateka, and here they come the other way. 5:10 to go in the basketball game.
Again, I like Grace driving in there and looking for that shot.
Gretkin way out front, goes left side Mateka. Mateka back out front, Gretkin. Out front, Mitchell. Burris throws it inside to Mateka. They got the baseline. They got it again in behind the defense. Didn't get the shot. Rebound Mateka up and good. I'll tell you what, I don't know that the film session after this game is going to be entirely pleasant for the girls.
My goodness, I hope other teams don't see what they're doing because it's very effective.
Out front, McKinley, she doesn't take the three. She might have. Out front, Mia to Grace. Grace wide open, doesn't take the three, didn't force it. 4:25 to go here in the basketball game. Schneider, handoff McKinley. McKinley to Mia. Schneider going to drive it baseline. Nice kick pass to Knapp, up and good!
Good finish, and one.
And Kendall Schroeder is going to get nailed for foul number 4. And that'll be 20 points on the board for Mac.
Was that who had that assist? Was that
was Grace? Grace on a bounce pass on the baseline.
Yes.
Burge out of the basketball game and Mesa back in. Or correction, Piper back in. Knapp to the free throw line. Up and good. The senior has 21 points. You know, she's pretty much put the team on her back tonight.
Yes, 5 for 7 from the line.
Gretkin in the backcourt. Mitchell, Mateka, cross-court Gretkin. She steps across the timeline, threw the ball. Burris had it go through her hands. Ball stripped away on the floor. Ball on the floor. Grace is fighting for it. Burris came out with it. Gretkin a long three, up and no good. Mateka fighting under the basket with everybody. As the ball, Knapp got mad and stripped the ball away. A jump ball is called, and it's Lincoln basketball. Wow, it is getting really physical in there, Jan.
You know, you want to have some fun. Watch Mason McLeod and Grace Schneider in this defense. Just watch them sometime, and what they do in this defense sometimes goes very unnoticed. The hands they get on the ball, the anticipation they have, it's tremendous.
Whiteman right side three, didn't get it to go. It was wide open and it bounced off the iron. Lincoln shooting hasn't exactly been on par with what we've seen lately. However, they've done enough to have a 37-21 lead. Gretkin out front, 3:28 to go in a basketball game. Mateka back out front, Gretkin. Mitchell. Right side, Burris. Burris back out front, Mitchell. They're still being awfully patient. Schroeder out front, Gretkin. Gretkin right-handed dribble. Really carried the basketball. Mateka, they throw the cross-court pass. Mitchell's cut off by Clark. Gretkin out front, long three, air ball. Didn't even get close to the rim. And it will go out of bounds back to Lincoln.
You know, Jay, defensively, we've really played well. 7 points in the first quarter, 4 in the second, 6 in the third. We just knew it was a matter of time before our offense clicked.
Snyder across timeline, left side Whiteman. Piper, nice fake, started the drive, gets it to Mack. Mack right side Clark, in the corner Snyder. Grace, wide open, going to take the three, up, no good. Might have been able to step in and take about a 12-footer. Grace out front is fouled, and I think Schroeder maybe have just fouled out of the ball game. Let's see if it's on her. Yep.
Foul number 14, Kendall Schrader, her 5th personal foul.
Kendall Schrader's gone. That's the 4th team foul, so Lincoln will be in the penalty after this one, no matter what. And Isles going to come back in the basketball game. There's Whiteman wide open out of the corner. No good. Rebound. Clark went for it against 2 Pioneers, and Uhai comes out with it. Mateka ripped down the rebound. Gretkin out front. Mitchell and Piper, I think, is going to get nailed for this one. Is Burris. Again, I think the second one got caught.
I think so.
Burris is antagonizing things inside. And she and Piper were going at it. Now Burge is going to come back in the basketball game.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Knapp and Whiteman, they've held their own in there.
Yes, they have
held their own, and give them credit for that.
And let's see what Reba's going to do against Burris, because I have a feeling that's what she was put in there for.
Yes.
Burris gets it in, nearly threw it away. Gretkin will go up and get that pass like a wide receiver. 2:20 in the basketball game. Isles looking inside, Burris and Knapp going at it inside. And McKinley got called. I saw it. She pushed her right in the back. I saw it. Yep. She did, pushed her right in the back.
I think that was for Piper.
Yeah, I'll get you. You don't do that to my team.
Don't mess with us.
Yeah, you don't do
right.
that to my teammate. Here you go. One shot in the back, one shot in the kidneys. You'll know you played in this ball game. Burris Long pass out to Willie out front. In the corner, Isles. Isles throws up a three out of the corner. No good. Short. Rebound. Mason McLeod comes out with it. And here comes Lincoln the other way. Up 16 with 2:08 to go. Out front, Grace. In the corner, Mia. Clark doesn't launch the three. Smart play right there. The clock is your friend.
You bet.
Out front, Grace. And it looks like Lincoln's going to spread the floor out now and maybe just run clock. Schneider, Burge. Cross court, McKinley. Handoff, Mesa. Mesa going to drive it in. Mesa back out front, Mack. Mack, left side, Burge. Schneider. Grace going to drive in. Pass to Mack, up and got it.
It also could have been an and one. Great pass there. That was great team effort there by both Schneider and Knapp.
39-21, the Lincoln lead. Left side, Mateka. Minute 22 to go here in this basketball game. Out front, Isles. Isles, Mitchell, Burris. They throw inside Mateka. Baseline, nice pass. Passing on the baseline. Isles out with it. Didn't take it. Mitchell. Schneider going to get called for the reach. Could have called that one from up in section KK at the top.
Sometimes you just see the ball and you want to go for it. Yep.
Burris going to go out of the basketball game, and Eve Whitlow going to come in. Mitchell out front. Minute to go. This one's over, but the final score.
I'd like to see a basket out of Burge.
Me too.
That'd be fun.
Mitchell, Mateka, they go baseline. Whitlow threw the ball away inside. Schneider comes out with it. Grace on the floor somehow came out with control of it. McKinley posted up inside. Burge baseline, 10-footer off the baseline. Is it? No! They were trying to get her the shot.
Did.
And here they come the other way. Mitchell, right side Isles. Whitlow, 30 seconds on the clock. U-High content to pass it around on the perimeter. Again, Lincoln's defense has been pretty good tonight.
It has. Just had a couple slip-ups in there, but that's going to happen.
You're right. I think if other teams saw this, maybe the way to play is to slow things down and just run clock for a little while.
That little weave. Look at that weave and then that backdoor cut.
Knapp
weave pulls the defense and that little backdoor cut.
Knapp kicked the basketball, and Lincoln going to go wholesale substitutions now. Emma Hutchinson in the basketball game. Greg Gilbert in the basketball game. She's going to pull the seniors. Knapp and Burge head out. Whiteman's already on the bench. They have seen the end of senior night. One more home game, weather permitting, is on Thursday night against Pekin, a good Pekin basketball team. In the corner, Isles shot out of the corner, no good. Ball on the floor, knocked out of bounds, and with .2 on the clock, Lincoln will inbound. And they get it into Grace, and there's the final buzzer. Lincoln goes to 18-11 with a 39-21 victory over U-High. They go 18-11, 7-3 is their final CS8 conference record. U-High will drop to 10-20 and 4-6 on the campaign. We're going to send it back to the WLCN studios for 2 minutes, total up the scoring and the stats, and we'll be back in 2 minutes with the Ground Incorporated postgame show. You've been watching Lady Railer basketball on WLCN's YouTube feed.
An accident or injury can happen any day. If you're living without health insurance, now is the time to find a health insurance plan to protect you and your family. New, low-cost plans cover doctor's visits, hospital stays, prescriptions, preventative care, and more. And you could get a tax credit to help you afford insurance. So call me, Dara Entwistle, 217-737-7581 to help you find a plan that's right for you.
WLCN's Lady Railer basketball coverage is sponsored by Schneider Masonry, family-owned and operated in Central Illinois with over 40 years of experience serving builders, contractors, and homeowners. Free estimates available. Call 217-314-9654. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Call 888-924-3786.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Back at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, Jay Harden and Jan Bowers here on the Ground Incorporated postgame show. And Jan, if there's a term of winning ugly, this one's going to go in the books for winning ugly. It was not a well-played basketball game by Lincoln. U-High had a great game plan tonight. They slowed things down offensively. They did some things different defensively that the Lincoln girls didn't recognize a lot of times. Did better in the second half of recognition of what they were doing and getting the ball inside to McKinley Knapp. She virtually carried the team on her back tonight. But there are some things still that Lincoln can work on and going to have to work on going into the postseason, because there's some smart coaches out there in that regional that are going to watch some of what U-High did and try it against us.
Right. Defensively, many of the teams now have come out with that run and jump and double team and really trying to push our ball handler away from the basket. And we made a good adjustment second half after the second half when Grace got caught up a couple times, and we did a little bit different. We ran it to the right side of the floor, so a good coaching adjustments there. And even with that, Grace really maintained her composure and did a good job of getting the ball out of that. So that's something that's going to happen here going into postseason. Teams are going to see that. That little offense that U-High ran was terrific against the 1-2-2. I would think that even men's teams, if they saw that, would start running against our defense, our own defense from our guys. That was a great little offense. So yeah, you're right. There's some things that we need to work on, and now's the time. We've got Pekin coming up, and then the tournament's going to start. So it's time to start focusing on some of those things. And I think the Lady Railers again are at a point where they can make these adjustments. You can see it at halftime. We talked about it. What changes were made at halftime were going to make the difference, and it did. We came out. U-High had to call a couple quick timeouts just because of what Lincoln was doing defensively.
I think you had talked about it at one time about maybe you pack it in and let them play catch with it out front. I know you want to, as coaches, you want to get pressure on the ball. You want to force them into some action defensively, but I don't think there was any chance they were going to beat you from the outside because they didn't show a propensity to shoot three. I mean, they shot some threes, didn't make, I think, one or two. So I don't think they were going to beat you from the outside. They were looking to use the baseline and get the ball inside. Dave Renfro has come up here to join us on the postgame show.
The boys won 51-37.
And Dave fills us in that the boys end up winning 51-37 tonight down at Jim Bell's Gymnasium. So the winning streak, I think, for the boys now goes to 9 or 10. Boys are on a roll, girls are on a roll, and Mr. Renfro only has one more home game to do here for the girls before he has to go do something else.
Softball season.
So Lincoln wins it here tonight, 39-21. Jan, have you got the scoring totaled up?
I do. Let's start first for U-High. The Pioneers had 2 points from Kinley Mitchell, 2 points from Cecilia Willie. Tatum Iltz hit their first three-pointer for 3 points. Kendall Schroeder had 10 to lead the Pioneers. Grace Groken chipped in 4. Mackenzie Matechka with 2, and Teresa Burris with 2 in a very physical game she had. So she may not have scored a lot of points, but she caused a lot of havoc with her size at 6'2" inside. For the Lady Railers, we only had 4 players in the scoring column. We got 1 point from Grace Schneider and 1 for 2 from the line. We had 6 points from Piper Whiteman, all in the second half, 2 field goals and 2 for 2 from the line. Mia Clark came back after only 2 points in the first half with 9 in the second, and the only 3-pointer for the Lady Railers. Only 1 3-pointer for each team, actually. And And so she finished with 11 in double figures. And then we had McKinley Knapp, who led Lincoln with 21 points. She had 8 field goals and was 2, 4, 5 for 7 from the line. So she had a great game, but let's give credit to some of the passes that were made to her. She does a great job of sealing, but her teammates have to find her, and we did that tonight, and that made the difference in the game. So 21 points there for McKinley Knapp.
JV had a tough loss in the preliminary game tonight. JV only has one more game tonight or to play, and that'll be Thursday night, weather permitting, against the Pekin Lady Dragons here at Royce Anderson Gymnasium. Come out Thursday night and give this team a send-off. As we wave, there's Donnie Isles down there with his Santa Claus. Doesn't seem like that long ago he was playing here on this floor himself.
That's right.
You
bet.
Just thought of that. Boy, but that makes me feel old.
Let's mention that the Lady Railers are 10-3 at home this year.
Yes.
So that's a great statistic. It's not easy to come in here and play in this gymnasium, and the Lady Railers are very proud of that and did a good job here tonight. Again, a slow start offensively, but we knew that they would kick it in gear, and their defense held up, limiting the opponent to just 21 points in the game.
And Jan, I'm not so sure that a game like this, right as you're going into the postseason, hurts you. First of all, I think you can still learn some things out of it. But the other thing is, you played a grinder game tonight out, and you won it. And I think you could see grinder games in the postseason, and maybe that will be something they can take away from this as Coach Rohrer comes up to join us in the post-game show. And we will get her set up here and hear her comments on the post-game show here tonight.
Heavy sigh we just had right there.
I get one of those every once in a while from my wife. Things aren't going well. It's hi. It was not a pretty win tonight, but it goes in the column as a W. That was a pretty physical basketball game tonight. They slowed things down. They were very patient offensively, and I thought, and you correct me if you think differently, I thought they got you on your heels in the first half, that the girls on defensively were kind of just back on their heels.
Yeah, we just didn't come to play, in my opinion. I mean, we're better than that. I love celebrating our kids and our seniors, but when they're focused on all the other things, they forget that there's a game to play. And I just kind of felt like it took till the second half for them to realize why there's a senior night, why we're here. And the reason we're here is, yes, to celebrate our seniors, but playing a basketball game. Like, you don't have a senior night without a basketball game. So...
And trust me, this would not be the first time this has happened where seniors came out and there's an emotional level there. I mean, Cam came in to see Piper. I'm sure you've got, they've got relatives maybe out here who have not seen him play in a while, or maybe haven't seen him play at all, that they come out to celebrate them on senior night. So there's an emotional level there for them that, a lot of emotions expended in the pregame, where you come out in the start of the game and, you're emotionally you may be spent a little bit, and I said U-High came out and almost kind of put us all asleep there in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I thought U-High played really well. They ran her system, they did what she wanted, and I mean, a couple of their shots fall. It's a different ball game. They missed a lot of wide open shots. I mean, I don't say that negatively. I'm thankful they missed. We got lucky there, and we were able to pull away in the second half. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but it was a win. So
we had talked, the first quarter score 7-5, but 4 of our first shots were point blank bunnies.
Wide open, airball layups.
Yes, and it could have been, 15-7 Lincoln lead, but and I kept saying they're going to fall, and eventually we got it going. So defensively we held them to 21 points. We just had to get the offense going.
The adrenaline, the senior night, the emotions, the all of it, and I just always want to remind the kids, and I said this in the locker room after the game, your season's not over. This is not the end. There's, in my opinion, there could be a lot of season left. So enjoy tonight, celebrate tonight. Let's cry when it's all said and done, you know, like let's have our emotions then. But I remember what it's like to be a teenage girl, and they're harder to control at that point in time in your life. So
I think you guys made some great adjustments at halftime, and we talked about that. It was going to be who made the good adjustments, and we came out and did some different things defensively and offensively. You know, they had a good game plan.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They really did, and yeah, I was impressed with them. Their freshman post player. I mean, her and McKinley were really getting after it down there, and Piper, and yeah, I mean. They played hard, and I knew they were going to play hard. Who wouldn't play hard? You know, you're coming to play us, and in this environment, and teams show up to play us. There's no doubt about that. So, kids found a way to win, and some nights are going to be like that. Let's get that out of our system tonight, and get back to playing some really good basketball.
Yes. You know, McKinley scored 21 points, but those came off of great assists.
Yeah.
We had several times we talked about every Lady Railer touched the ball in an offense and moved the ball and found a wide open shot there in the second half, and that was a huge. It really did.
Absolutely. When it's a one person dribble, and then try to pass for a shot, you don't get great looks that way most of the time. Every once in a while, we'll find someone, but yeah, when everyone touches it, we're a lot better.
Well, here comes the troop. Here comes the troops. We're going to get them on camera real quick. Get a word with them. Come on, girls. It's okay. Don't be shy.
It's my time over.
Let's let you go ahead and go.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
Hey, we will see you on Thursday night, and we're going to see you in the postseason. And this team's going to do some damage in the postseason. We know that they are. All right. Here, we're just use a handheld mic. Test. There you are. Okay, Piper. You had a nice senior season coming back off the knee injury. Were you glad you got to come back and play like you have been?
Yeah.
What are you going to do after you're going to college? I know you're going to college. You know where you're going to go to college at?
Yeah, I'm going to John Wood Community College in Quincy.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And your brother Cam, where's he coaching at now?
He's coaching at QU in Quincy, so there's a university in Quincy.
So you guys are going to be close to each other then, huh?
He can't ever get rid of me.
The pesky little sister.
Yeah.
So you ready for the postseason?
Yes.
Are you ready to try and go back to Redbird Arena?
Yep, that's the goal.
That's the goal here.
Yeah.
So
We're
Piper,
take it one game at a time, but that's the goal.
You've had to have some of your minutes limited because of the comeback from the knee surgery. How are you now?
Good. I'm still definitely out of shape just because I was I wasn't sitting on my butt for 6 months, but I couldn't run for a good 5 months, so I'm just still coming back.
All right, hand it to Reba if you would, please, and don't go away because we got something for you girls. Hi, Reba.
Hi.
So you had a 2-year vacation for basketball, huh? Decided to come back?
Yeah. Plans changed.
Resting for 2 years, huh?
Yeah.
So how is it coming back?
It's great. I'm so glad that I got this opportunity to come back and play with Piper. Yeah.
So after Piper nearly got into a fight with the big girl from U-High, they put you in the basketball game to what? Beat up on her?
No, to make sure Piper didn't get a technical. She was screaming at the basketball that she wasn't the girl.
Hey, they were trying to. You missed a 10-footer off the baseline. They were trying to get you a bucket in your senior game.
It's all right. It's not important to me.
So what are you going to do after high school? You going to college somewhere?
No, I'm going to the Navy.
You're going to the Navy? That's cool. Do you know? Do you know where you're wanting to serve at in the Navy?
No, not really. It's just kind of a go with the flow thing.
All right. Well, cool. Well, good luck to you. We appreciate it, and thanks for your future service to this country. I said, don't go away. I don't know if I like you or not. I don't know if I like you or not.
What'd I do?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
You banged with everybody this year in the lane.
She had my back tonight.
She did.
We said that.
She gave that girl a shot to the kidneys after you got out of the game. Did you notice that? I mean, it was.
I wouldn't expect
and
after they did that, the ref was like, "You need to calm down." And I was like, "Can you watch that? She's done it all night."
And then she complained that she didn't commit the foul. Well, it was obvious from way up in the balcony that she committed the foul.
What? About.
All right.
I none.
You and I have talked. You're going to college. I know you are, but you still haven't made up your mind if you're going to play soccer or basketball yet. I don't know. I think you're pretty good at this basketball thing. You like the contact in it.
Yeah. I just, something to take my anger out on.
We might have been able to sign you up for football the way you were playing.
I tried that. My mom told me no.
Your mom told you no?
Yeah, you can talk to her about that because I told her I wanted to play when I was younger, and she said, "You're gonna get hurt."
You've had a really nice senior season with the buckets and the rebounds, and you've scored a lot and played the defense. You've done really well. All of you girls have done well here your senior year. You ready to go back to Redbird Arena?
Yeah.
All right, that's the goal. Let's get a word from Precious.
Okay. Yeah.
You are a member of the family. I know you don't play, but you're still a member of the family. You know that, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
So what are your plans after high school?
My plans, I want to go to cosmetology school, believe it or not, and probably reattend and play my instrument somewhere, you know.
What's it like hanging out with these girls?
Oh, don't get me started. I love me some Piper. They make me happy. I mean, it's my happy place when I'm not at work, and I love them so much. I love you guys so much. And don't make me cry.
10 years from now, they're going to come back and get their hair and nails done from you, and you're just going to catch up.
I'm working on being a nail. I want to do nails too.
There you go. There you go.
Definitely, and I'm really proud of y'all. You went to state, and I was your biggest fan. Even now, I'm yelling your names in the stand, yelling at the opposite team like a bird. So they won't make those free throws, and every time I just wish, every time they make it, I was like, dang, oh my gosh, but every time they miss that bird, the second time I scream and yes, my girls. I love you guys so much.
All right, so you got your cheerleader on the bench. Have you enjoyed your time as a manager?
Yes, and I'm manager for First Off too, but also when I'm like in the stands, it's like, oh yeah, those are my babies down there playing, and they make me proud too. Like every single one of my team members, they make me honestly super proud, and I'm so like I can't wait to see where you guys go after this. And I hope you guys reach out to me because I love you so much. And remember, we're family on and off the court.
All right, thank you, Precious. We wish you all a lot of luck, and we've got a little going away cake for you, but the condition is you got to share it with your teammates. Okay? We're going to take a real quick break here. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back and wrap things up here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium and get these seniors on their way. You've been watching Lady Raider Basketball on WLCN's YouTube feed.
Hi, Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. As pensions go by the wayside and your retirement approaches, have you thought about what your retirement income will look like? No, I'm not talking about how much money you have saved. I am talking about a retirement income, a guaranteed paycheck for life. That's right, a paycheck issued to you every month for the rest of your life. Sound interesting? Let's talk. 735-4385.
WLCN's Lady Raider basketball coverage is sponsored by Simply Traveled Cruise Planners. Let LCHS alum Amy Wiggers-Chen help with domestic and global travel arrangements for groups, Disney, and all-inclusive travel. Simply Traveled is so much more than cruises. Go online to simply-traveled.com.
Back here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium to wrap things up. Jan, final thoughts?
As Coach said, she felt that they didn't come to play. I think they got off to a slow start, but then they turned it on. We had talked about their scoring potential, and, they only had 14 at the half, ended with 39, but they got the job done, and that's what these girls do. Again, we said they have to find their way, and their way has always been playing hard defense and letting the offense come to them. We didn't have a lot of threes tonight. We didn't even take a lot of threes tonight, but they found a way way to get the job done, and that's what makes this team so much fun to watch.
They have grown quite a bit since the first of the year. You know, they've been under 500 a couple of times before Christmas and actually right around Christmas. And again, the Chatham game, we thought the Morton game might have been the turnaround when they beat Morton here on the home floor, which, you know, probably sent a little bit of a message to Morton that, hey, they could, that team that they blew out earlier in the year was not the same team, but then took a step back against Limestone, and that will probably be motivation for them going into the regional to say, you're not going to get us again. But this team has grown emotionally, some physically, but the maturity that they have shown, like tonight, that was a grinder game. U-High took a lot of things away from them. They didn't force a lot of things to lead to mistakes. They were patient. They got the ball. When the outside shots weren't dropping, they went inside. You know, we only had, 1-3 tonight out of Mia Clark, and you just haven't seen that really from this ladies team most of the year, for them only have 1 3-pointer during the basketball game.
Yeah, and a good, U-High came in with a good game plan, which made us have to adjust, and yes. I think that's huge that the girls were able to do that. You know, offensively and defensively, they threw a lot of different things at them, and that's, you know, part of the game is having to adjust at that time, at the moment, to what the other team brings on, and they were able to work through that. You have coached teams. I'm sure you've had teams that came out and you thought you were prepped and they came out and were just flat, and that happens when we're talking about 16, 17-year-old girls. Sometimes the emotions, you get caught up in the emotions of senior night, and maybe all of a sudden you just go flat. But to be able to grind it out and to be able to reach down and find enough, you know, in you to go ahead and pull away and put that team away and get the win, that says a lot about the emotional maturity of this team. It does, and you know, we have said it, grit. That's what this team is. If I said one thing about this team, they play with grit from the 5'4" guards to the 5'9" post players. There's not one of them that doesn't go out there and fight and give everything they have every second of this game. That's going to wrap it up for this evening here from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. The ladies win at 39-21. Boys won at Sacred Heart Griffin tonight. So great night for Lincoln basketball as both teams win, one at home and one on the road. We're going to come back here and do the final regular season game of the year Thursday night here against Pekin, weather permitting. It'd be Jan and I on the call. For my broadcast partner Jan Bowers, for Connor Shaw, our on-site producer, engineer, and cameraman, for Lloyd Kirby, social media and marketing manager for WLCN, for station manager Jim Ash, for Claudette running the board back at the studio. This is Jay Harden signing off from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Good night, and thanks for watching.
An accident or injury can happen any day. If you're living without health insurance, now is the time to find a health insurance plan to protect you and your family. New, low-cost plans cover doctor's visits, hospital stays, prescriptions, preventative care, and more. And you could get a tax credit to help you afford insurance. So call me, Dara Entwistle, 217-737-7581 to help you find a plan that's right for you.
Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau from Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln. When it comes time to choose someone to repair your car, truck, or SUV, don't you think you'd feel more comfortable working with the local people you know and trust? Our team in service, parts, and detail have the tools, training, and knowledge that will get your repairs done quickly with less downtime and at the right price. Call the local pros at 217-735-4444 at Grau Chevrolet Buick on North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. As pensions go by the wayside and your retirement approaches, have you thought about what your retirement income will look like? No, I'm not talking about how much money you have saved. I am talking about a retirement income, a guaranteed paycheck for life. That's right, a paycheck issued to you every month for the rest of your life. Sound interesting? Let's talk. 735-4385.
WLCN's live stream video coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball is brought to you by Me Realty, Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, Culvers of Lincoln, Grau Incorporated, Chestnut Health Systems, Brian Clark State Farm Insurance, Collision Concepts, Complete Lawn Care, Independent Health Insurance Agent Dara Entwistle, Heartland Bank and Trust Company, Heartland Community College, Lincoln, Emo's Cafe, the Johnson family in honor of Keith Johnson, LCHS Lady Railer basketball alumni, Lincoln Heating and Cooling, LMH Community Health Collaborative, Chase Lowry Edward Jones Financial, Joe Ryan Country Financial, Schneider Masonry, Simply Traveled Cruise Planners, United Community Bank, City of Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch and Annette Welch. Thank you for watching WLCN's live video stream coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball.